This is my live stream setup. It's multi-camera, high quality, super immersive, and can be controlled with just the touch of a button. And the really cool thing is I can actually stream both horizontally and vertically to multi-platforms at the same time, really making this a powerful option for solo creators. Let's get into it. That whole intro you just watched was actually not edited. I did all of those cuts live, just like I would when I'm streaming. Let me show you how. At the heart of my setup is Ecamm, and this is my streaming platform. This is where I can set up scenes, I can play music, do overlays, mix my audio, adjust my camera, and even do horizontal and vertical canvases for streaming to different platforms, which is really cool. The other thing that is really crazy is I can record all of my camera angles and audio sources as isolated tracks, which is really handy for editing. To control everything, I can click around here, or I can actually set up everything on my Stream Deck. But the main way that I'll be controlling stuff during the streams is with this little remote right here. Ecamm allows you to set key commands for the different scenes in your show, which is why I picked up this wireless keyboard, where I can program these buttons to act as camera switches. So when I touch the button, it switches the camera, and then I can just keep this in my pocket and be hands-free as I walk around the whole studio. And when I'm away from my desk and my computer, I can actually still operate and control the whole stream simply by using this little remote, which is really handy because it means I don't have to stay tied down to my desk while I'm operating the whole stream. All right, so let's talk about cameras. For the main camera over here, we have the Sony a6700 with the Sigma 16mm 1.4 lens paired with the Elgato prompter, so I can actually be reading comments from chat during the stream while looking straight into the lens. I'm running this with a USB-C cable directly to the computer, streaming 4K 30, and I have a Ulanzi fan on the back to help with keeping the camera cool for long periods of time. For my behind the scenes camera, I have the Osmo Pocket 3 because it's actually able to track me around the studio, which is pretty awesome. For the third angle, I'm using the Sony a7C with a 20mm 1.8 lens. And this is getting powered by the Amaran Peak, which will let it run for a long period of time. And for connectivity, I'm using the HDMI out, going all the way over here into a capture card, which is just conveniently located at the side of my desk so I can use it when I want to. And it's really this third angle here for my live streams that I'll be using to showcase different lighting techniques and teaching and stuff to help enhance your video quality. And so that's kind of what the point is of this one, is to kind of show the end result. As I switch to the behind the scenes to show what I'm doing, then I can switch to this camera angle to show how those changes are affecting the end result image. Then for my fourth camera, I'm actually using my phone, and it's wirelessly connected to Ecamm, so I can come over here and press my scene change button. And now, as you'll see, I've got the wireless angle of my phone there, which is pretty awesome. So definitely a fun way to bring people along and kind of immerse into everything a lot better. When it comes to audio, I do usually like to use my Shure MV7, which is on this little Elgato swivel arm running into the Wave XLR interface, where I can run some plugins and processing live on it, and it sounds great. But in this situation, I'm actually, not really at my desk a lot. I'm running all around the studio. So because of that, I'm actually using the DJI Mic 3, and it's running into the receiver right here, which is plugged into the computer. And then I'm doing some live processing through Ecamm to help it sound extra crispy. So I'm going to turn those effects off now. And this is what it sounds like with no processing. You can probably hear the fan a little bit. It doesn't sound quite as full. It's just not quite as good of a sound. And now I'll turn it back on in 3, 2, 1. Now the processing is back on. Everything sounds a little more full and a little more crisp. And I think it's, adding quite a bit to the overall sound. You can apply this processing to any audio source that you're using. Now, if you've been around on this channel for any amount of time, you'll know just how important lighting is. And for my lighting on this setup, I'm using all Amaran lights. Let's break them down. This light over here in the back corner is the Amaran Ray 360C paired with a softbox lantern, and this is doing a lot of work for us. It's giving nice soft light and a ton of different color options over here in this entire corner of the room, plus backlighting me a little bit as well. Over here I have the PT2C, which is a 2-foot tube light, and it's just lighting up this whole pegboard area, bringing in some color contrast. I have it hard plugged right now. Eventually I'll probably run this behind the wall, but I haven't wanted to commit to it just yet. But it is nice to be able to keep it hard plugged so it can run for long periods of time. Then just out of frame, we have this PT4C. This is a 4-foot tube light, and it's standing with these little tripod feet. It's actually hard plugged behind it as well. And it's doing a lot to light up this area of the frame that would be pretty dark otherwise. It's also acting as an edge light to help me pop in the frame. Then for the main key light, we have the Amaran Verge Max. And one of the main reasons I love this light is because of the pole mount. I'm able to get this elevated and just higher up while still being nice and close to me, and it's very large. So the larger and closer a light source is, the softer the shadows will be. And because I wear glasses, it's nice to get this elevated so I don't get the glare as badly. Something else I really love about this light is it has front controls, like it's designed for creators who are going to be using it this way. And of course, you can use it with the desktop or mobile app as well. Now let's look at what each of these lights are doing. We'll hop on into the app and turn everything off, and we'll go one by one, starting with the Ray 360C. Then across the way on the pegboard, we have the PT2C, which is the 2-foot tube light. Then just out of frame, we have that PT4C, which is giving a little bit of an edge outline and lighting up that corner. And to end it out, we have the Amaran Verge Max as our key light. This is what it looks like all together. In addition to being able to control the lights from the app, I can also control them using my Stream Deck. Let me show you how this works. So we'll go ahead and hit one of these buttons and boom, the whole room shifts and changes. We'll hit another one. Everything is now this nice white look, and then we'll do a nice warm look. And we can even get pretty crazy by having preset buttons for moments that may happen during the live stream. And boom, everything shifts and changes. And of course, I can always return back to my default look as well, which is really handy. As a creator, your setup is extremely important. Not only does it communicate before you ever even talk, but it can also add friction or make your life easier. And that's why I created setupsessions.com. This is where you can work one-on-one with me. We'll dial in your camera settings, lighting, audio, studio workflow, all so that you can feel more confident when you go to create. I hope you've enjoyed the live stream tour. If you want to check out any of this gear, I have it all linked in the description below. If you want to book a setup session, you can do so right here, or you can check out a live stream with this setup right here. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay creative. Peace.